For this week's report, information about voting absentee in the general election. Gabe judges the chili at the annual Powderkeg Festival. The preliminary FY25 budget is revealed at the Budget Recommendations Committee. Info on events and programs at the library. And a unique way one local business responded to negative feedback. For Exeter TV, I'm Will Tapley, and this is the Exeter Biweekly Report. Let's get started. Thanks for tuning into the show today. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified about new content. Before our first segment, a quick note that this will be my last time hosting the show as I'm leaving Exeter TV. More on that at the end of the show. For our first segment, we have important information about how to vote via absentee ballot for the upcoming general election in November.
New Hampshire has a proud tradition of participating in its elections. Voting is made easy with same-day voter registration and the ability to vote absentee for those who are unable to make it to the polls on Election Day. The state general election is just around the corner on Tuesday, November 5th. Exeter voters will cast their ballots for president alongside representatives and senators to send to Washington, D.C., and local races for seats in New Hampshire's legislature. To request an absentee ballot, you must fill out the Application for State Election Absentee Ballot form found on the town website or in the town clerk's office at 10 Front Street. On the form, you must fill out the reason why you're requesting to vote absentee. Acceptable reasons include being absent from town on Election Day, being confined in a penal institution or awaiting trial, the date of the presidential election has not been made, not being able to appear in public due to religious commitment, being unable to vote in person due to a disability, or not being able to appear during polling hours because of an employment obligation, including the care of children and infirm adults. In Section 3, you must select which election you are requesting a ballot for. To vote in the general election, you must check State General Election to be held on November 5th, 2024. After filling out the rest of the form and mailing it in, you'll receive your absentee ballot in the mail. It is important to follow the instructions given to you with your ballot to ensure your vote will be properly counted. For more on proper instruction, here is Town Clerk Andy Kohler.
So this is the absentee ballot envelope, and it comes with, of course, your ballot. It comes with a bright orange, it could be yellow or green, but mostly orange, sheet of instructions. It tells you exactly how to fill out the ballot and how to get it ready to mail. Packet also comes with a mailing envelope and an affidavit envelope. You fill out your ballot, you put it in the affidavit envelope. You need to fill out Exeter and sign your name. If you don't sign your name, the ballot's not going to count. Once you get the ballot in the affidavit envelope, you need to put it in the mailing envelope. This is the mailing envelope. It's already addressed to come to the town clerk's office, but we need to have your return address, and it needs to be legible so that we can read who has this ballot. If you don't fill this out, we're not going to know whose ballot it is, and it will not count.
It is important to note that absentee ballots must be received in the mail on Election Day or can be dropped off in a town clerk's office on Monday before Election Day until 5 p.m. You cannot put your ballot inside of the box located outside the town office. If you do so, your ballot will not be counted. If you are concerned about getting the application or the ballot back to the town office in time, voters may go to the town clerk's office right up until the day before the election to fill out an absentee ballot request, receive the ballot, vote, and hand it right back to the clerk that day. If you have any questions about the absentee ballot process, you can stop by the town clerk's office or give them a call. For more information about voting absentee or to fill out an absentee ballot request form, visit the town website at exeternh.gov/elections.
The annual Powderkeg Beer and Chili Festival was held last weekend, so we sent our very own Gabe Perez down to Swayze Parkway to investigate.
For the unsuspecting traveler, the lineup of folks down Exeter's Water Street, bleeding into Main Street, is remarkable and intimidating altogether. Thousands of folks lined up in wait and attendance to enter into what could very well have been Exeter's largest event of the year. The Beer and Chili Festival, brought on by Exeter's Parks and Rec and Chamber of Commerce, was a hustling and bustling den of good spirits and high energy. Everywhere you looked was hundreds of thirsty individuals waiting in lines after lines looking to try local beers and other such commodities. The biggest crowd we've seen post-pandemic for the festival. 3,100 tickets sold, and Swayze Parkway was nearly uncontainable. But through the sea of attendees, I came with a mission in mind. I needed to try every cup of chili I could get my hands on. With 4 participants, the goal was simple enough: find them and enjoy them.
All right, good morning, Exeter. So we are here at the Beer and Chili Fest, and by we, I mean I am here at the Beer and Chili Fest. This is post me trying all the chili. Unfortunately, Stark was empty by the time that I got around to it, so I only got to review 3, and I can't drink beer on the job.
But that didn't stop me from having fun. After spotting my first booth, I waited in line at Sawbelly to try a taste. My microphone was not working during this shot, so listen very closely.
So I think this is Sawbelly. Delicious.
Close by, my next spicy victim awaited me.
All right, we got railed penny with cheese and Tabasco sauce. Hot, spicy, very good.
And to top it off, Thirsty Moose was just a hop and skip away.
All right, we're at Thirsty Moose. This one comes with a chip. It's actually so hot, it's burning my fingers. This is good though. Wow, that's so good. Holy moly. I can't lie, guys. This might be my favorite. This is so good.
Before I closed out my day, I managed to find Parks and Rec's David Tovey, who provided a nice recap of how the day has gone.
Happy Powderkeg, everyone. David here from Exeter Parks and Recreation, and we could not be more pleased with the turnout today. We sold over 3,100 tickets. We have over 90 vendors. The weather could not be more cooperative with us today, and we are so happy to celebrate our 10th annual Powderkeg Beer and Chili Festival. We want to thank all our volunteers and all of our sponsors and all of the staff from DPW, Parks and Rec, the Chamber. We could not be more grateful for this turnout, and we want you all to save the date for next year, Saturday, October 4th, 2025. We hope to see you there.
With 4 o'clock approaching, I packed up my things and made my way over to the Lexi's truck to close out my day.
All right, y'all. You heard it here first. Chili is flowing. I'm waiting for Alexi's cheeseburger, and I'm gonna head back to the office to edit this video. Thanks for coming out, and stay tuned for the next segment.
The budget process is well underway, with the Budget Recommendations Committee holding its first major meeting on October 2nd. At the meeting, Town Manager Russ Dean presented the Preliminary FY25 Budget. Learn all about it in this recap from our Meeting Minutes series.
Welcome to your meeting minute for the Budget Recommendation Committee's October 2nd meeting. After introductions from the 12-person committee, Chair Bob Kelly invited Town Manager Russ Dean to introduce the preliminary FY25 budget. Highlights included salary increases and a reclassification of several non-union personnel following a report from Keegan's and Associates. Health insurance increases of 10%, increased cost to blue bags and paving, and 2 new positions in the general fund, a full-time HR director and a part-time senior coordinator.
So the total preliminary budget is $23,887,679. That's $1,026,817 over FY24. As we know, the town operating budget funds all town departments, and police, fire, and DPW make up about 70% of that general fund budget. So that has been very steady and hasn't changed over several years.
The town manager also previewed warrant articles which require bonds.
The bond articles in the general fund, we have 4 that we're looking at right now. One is Pickpocket Dam removal, $2.1 million. That was a decision that was made earlier this year to recommend passing that along to the voters for a vote. So $2.1 million is the number that we're using for removal of Pickpocket Dam. Then the Linden Street Bridge Repair Project, which is in your CIP, that's $1.257 million. The Linden Street Bridge was actually a project that was on the warrant a couple of years ago, but the scope changed precipitously once the engineering was done, and the project got quite a bit more expensive. And so the Department of Public Works is looking for that number. We're looking for that to properly fund that project.
Capital Improvement Program or CIP projects discussed included transfer station improvements, ADA Capital Reserve Fund, a Cester Centennial Fund, and a Succession Plan Fund. The Budget Recommendations Committee, or BRC, is tasked with reviewing the operating budget and making recommendations to the Select Board each year. The BRC has several subcommittees that meet directly with the department heads and other town staff to review budgets line by line. Their findings and questions are discussed with the entire BRC at their meetings in the fall. During their televised meetings, town staff present budgets and projects proposed for the next financial year, giving the volunteer committee time to discuss and question funding requests, and giving the public a preview of what may appear on the town warrant at town meeting. At their first substantive meeting, the committee asked several questions of the management team.
What that strikes me is that there are 3 contracts at the same time. Is that, I mean, obviously that has a pretty significant budgetary impact. Is that always the case, or is that just a bad convergence of the timing of these contracts?
Just generally speaking, are there any committee recommendations on anything?
I felt like last year they said they were pretty well staffed and had finally filled their roster. So how did we end up with more overtime and planning for more overtime next year? Are we already looking towards needing more staff at the police department?
Residents will have a chance to voice their opinions on the town budget at the Select Board's bond and budget hearings, which typically take place in January. To follow along with the budget process and the BRC's discussions, watch meetings on Exeter TV or attend meetings live in the Novak Room. Meeting times and video links can be found on the town website, exeternh.gov/meetings. As always, you can watch the full meeting on Exeter TV.
The Exeter Public Library is the place to be this fall. We stopped by the library and spoke to Condra to learn more about the exciting events and programs coming up soon.
Hi, it's Condra from the Exeter Public Library, here to share some exciting news and notes from the library. First off, the library is helping to promote a national program called BARD, which is designed for the blind and print disabled. BARD has opened up to allow librarians to certify a patron's need for audiobooks over traditional text. The program is free for people with any disability that makes reading text difficult. Come to an info session at the library to learn more or get help setting up BARD. In news from the children's room, children's clubs have resumed starting this October, including our book groups, although they look a little different this year. We will be starting with Elsie's Chapter Chasers on Saturday, October 26th. For more information, come by the library to ask. The library will be hosting the Avalon Reed Trio on Tuesday, October 15th at 6 p.m. Come to enjoy some beautiful woodwind instruments playing. In the teen scene, we are holding an art contest this fall. Between now and October 17th, teens can submit their art. Voting will proceed on October 18th through November 4th, and then we will hold a big party for the winner on October 5th from 3 to 4. Please encourage your teens to create some art and drop it off at the library. The library is very excited to be hosting Korean lessons on the first and third Tuesday of every month, starting at 10 a.m. The next session will be on October 22nd, so come on by to learn some Korean. Come meet the author of Fall in Love, Bill Price Jr. on Tuesday, October 22nd at 6 p.m. Bill Price Jr., a local author, is a veteran and MFA graduate of 4 novels in the genres of medieval fantasy and supernatural thrillers. His latest work, Fall in Love, explores the complicated relationship between 2 individuals battling against the odds to find their place in the world. Come on by to meet the author and maybe get a book for yourself. Come join local resident Kathleen Toomey on Thursday, October 24th at 6 p.m. to learn about aging in today's world, some challenges you may face, and what you can do to make it easier. All are welcome and no registration is required. If you have any questions about any of these events or all the other events we host at the library, Visit our website, give us a call, or come on by.
And to end the show this week, we have a positive story about how one local business responded to criticism.
Off the corner of Lincoln Street sits a pink and white building known as Flamingo's Coffee Bar. Owner Mackenzie Logan, while on vacation with her family, was forwarded a particular email, a review from Yelp.
Yeah, I opened the email, it said you have a new review from a Yelp user, and it just said, I walked into this place and it was disgustingly pro-women. I immediately felt uncomfortable as a male, probably will not return. And I think my first reaction was just shock, like, wait, is this a negative review because it's a woman-owned business or because it's pink because we have flamingos everywhere?
This bizarre and albeit pretty hilarious review was made all the more better when you look at flamingos. Its pink aesthetic seemingly falls into line with the name of the business. If you went somewhere named Flamingos, you too would expect there to be pink. And pink it is. On the walls, on the exterior, Flamingos lives up to its name. So does pink inherently mean pro-women? Or do women-owned businesses naturally become pro-women in the eyes of this one strange reviewer?
It quickly kind of turned into something funny, right, where it's that phrase, disgustingly pro-women. It was such a great, catchphrase. I was like, you know what, I'm actually kind of proud to be called disgustingly pro-women. This is so funny. And yeah, I thought he used a great line.
Mackenzie took the review in stride and found a way to turn a hurtful yet silly comment into something particularly special.
When I read it out loud to everyone, we all just were laughing. We were like, I can't believe this is real. And I said, I should screenshot this and put it on our Instagram and be like, who wants to buy merch? And everyone was like, that's hilarious, do it. My approach has always been no response is the best response when you get anything hateful or negative like that. If it's nothing constructive, I try to ignore it. But again, that phrase was just so powerful and kind of encouraged by we're being silly, my friends and I, and we're like, yeah, let's just do it. I've been doing this for over 3 years and I've never had so many messages in my inbox from people just astonished at the review itself, had so much to say about it, and then everyone was just begging for t-shirts and we ordered some.
Converting this one seemingly rude joke into both not only a fashion statement, but for a charitable cause. Flamingos often partners with local nonprofits and charities to give back. But with purchase of the disgustingly pro-women shirt, 20% of all proceeds will go to Women Aid, as Mackenzie explains.
I thought it was important for this particular case because I did want to showcase how many people responded, being like, I love this t-shirt, I want one, I'm disgustingly pro-women. And it just got me thinking I could turn this negative review into something positive, and what's the best way to do that than by helping out local women. And Women Aid is the first organization I thought of. They work with a lot of local families that are in need of immediate assistance financially. They're a great organization we've worked with in the past. So, and they're called Women Aid, and it was just the first thing that popped into my mind. And it's why not have something that was supposed to be nasty, negative, and turn it into something that's actually going to help people and empower people when they wear these shirts. So I just thought it made a good fit. I imagine it'll probably stay as a staple from now on. And
what began as a bizarre 2-star review for a business became an empowering moment of owning those who would otherwise put others down. Mackenzie, despite dealing in coffee and tea, found her way to make pink lemonade out of yellow lemons and gave back to the community twofold. If you're interested in these shirts or flamingos in general, you can visit their website at flamingoscoffeebar.com.
That does it for this week's report. And that does it for my time with Exeter TV. Note to Will, say something about how your time at Exeter TV, how you've enjoyed your time here and the people you met along the way. Speak from the heart or something. Well, that was weird. Well, in all honesty, I loved working for the town and all the great people I've met, but truly I will miss working with Bob and Gabe, and I really wish them the best, and I love you guys. For my last time at Exeter TV, I'm Will Tapley, and this has been the Exeter Biweekly Report. Have a good weekend, Exeter. Peace out. Peace out. Mommy! He hobbles off. For Exeter TV, I'm Will Tapley, and this is the Exeter Biweekly Report. Let's get started. Famous authors from all over came to speak at the historic Exeter Town Hall. March is the month we celebrate the creative young minds in our community during Youth Art Month. Support these talented kids by visiting the Youth Art Gallery at the Exeter Town Hall. They roam when no one else is around, emitting their battle cries. Their dedicated team maintains all the beautiful parks around town, like the gorgeous Gilman Park or the vibrant Recreation Park. Whether it's splashing around in our public pool, hitting a ball on the tennis court, enjoying the playgrounds, or kayaking in our scenic rivers. Drop off your filled trash bags at the transfer station or notify Public Works for pickup. Welcome to the Exeter Select Board Meeting Minute for January 8th, June 24th, May 28th, May 13th, April 29th meeting. Justin Pizon was sworn in as the new fire chief of Exeter. Crews had been working on drilling the second of 2 siphon holes under the river when construction hit another snag. Food trucks in downtown were discussed recently in social media posts and in the news after a new vendor was awarded the mobile vending location next to the bandstand for the 2024 season.
This has been the Exeter April Fools. Thanks for watching. Have
a good weekend, Exeter. Have a good weekend, Exeter. Yeah. Oh. Stand right here.
We report. Have a good weekend, Exeter. We're still recording.
Have a good weekend, Exeter. Why do you have shirts on your shirt? Ostroy, if you're seeing this video, sponsor me. Z, you seen this shirt? No, it's fake. Cut. Good weekend. Have a good weekend, Exeter. Bob, I'm not dead. I'm just working somewhere else.
Well, you're dead to me.